Hey guys, I'm the NFL Addict, and I also happen to be a Washington football team fan. Now, if you don't know what this video is about, basically, the Washington football team sent an official email to all their season ticket holders with these names, and basically asked them if they would. Basically, it was a poll on which names all the fans would want. So I found this article, and it has all of them in it. Shout out to the Washington Business Journal. That's where I got this from. I just picked this one because it was the easiest for me to get to all these. I'm not going to go too in depth in all of them. I'm just going to give like my thoughts on them. I'm trying not to make this video too long. Personally, I'm a fan of the Red Wolves. I feel like we could keep the HTTR thing that we had with the Redskins. With, hail to the Red Wolves. Doesn't make much sense, but neither does like the Bengals have Who Day. Doesn't make any sense. So start off, we have the Aces. No, like if no, this is Washington Aces. Doesn't sound good. Doesn't flow off the tongue. I don't see what. I guess it could be something with pilots or something, but I just don't like it. I don't like the Jets thing. I don't think they do the card. I think it would have to be something with pilots or something. Like it just sounds like. I just don't like it. Ambassadors, Washington Ambassadors. I kind of like this one. I like it a lot more than Aces because this one. I mean, there is the question of what could their mascot be, but I do like the way that sounds. The Washington Ambassadors. Now, it's not my favorite. I'll give it like a 6 out of 10, but it's definitely a lot better than Aces, and is out of the two that I've read, my favorite so far. Washington Anchors, no, just no. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Archers, okay, this one's pretty good because I mean this one is pretty unique. Archers. I feel like this would be a pretty good mascot to have. I feel like you could probably come up with some cool like sayings like, oh, I mean obviously I'm not good at stuff like that, but like you could probably have a new slogan with the Archers. There's probably some cool things you could do in the stadium. Like the Braves have I know it's baseball. The Braves have the whole thing where they like, chop with their arm. We could have the thing where like we pretend to shoot. I don't know, but it does. I like that a lot. Definitely my favorite out of the 4 I've read. Now we have Armada. Definitely sounds the coolest out of all these in my opinion, but I don't like it. I feel like it's some type of like space thing. Whenever I hear Armada, I think of Star Wars. No, not a name for a football team. Maybe a name for a movie. Aviators. This one also is pretty cool because again, it's kind of something with pilots. I mean, it's a different take on the whole Jets name. So I don't hate it. I also don't love it. It's probably like second or third. Then we have Beacons. Again, kind of like Anchors. No, I don't think it should ever just be a thing. Now, I know there's a Steelers, but that had a lot to do like with their city. Belters. No, just no. That sounds. When I think of Belters, I think of like a mom whooping their kid with a belt. Like no. I mean, obviously, I don't know if like Washington's famous for like people making belts or something, but no, just get that out of my face. We have Brigade. Again, think of Star Wars or something. It is a lot better because it could be like an army brigade or something. But again, with the whole thing with the mascot and all that, I would like to have a mascot that's not Native American, and I don't feel like the brigade would do that. Commanders, this one I like a lot. It's pretty close with Archers. I like that because that sounds kind of intimidating. Like, oh yeah, we're the Washington Commanders. I don't know. I really can't like sit there and give too much reasoning. I just really like Commanders. It's probably second to Archers right now, though it does sound a lot better than Archers. So it's pretty. I might actually like Commanders more, except for yeah. I'm just gonna go with Commanders as of right now for my favorite. Obviously, if Red Wolves is on here, it's probably gonna be my favorite out of all of them. But whatever. Then we have Defenders. Doesn't sound intimidating in the slightest. Maybe sounds kind of cool, but really, what is our logo gonna be? I don't know. Demon Cats. Ooh. The Washington Demon Cats. I like that a lot, actually. Not better than Commanders. Definitely better than Archers, though. I don't know why I'm kind of ranking them as I go through. It's just my brain does that. First City Football Club. Football team is much better. First City, it's just too long. Football, you don't need to sit there and like, oh, I'm a fan of the Washington Football First City. I'm a fan of the Washington First City Football Club. Or are they gonna take away Washington? It's gonna be, oh, I'm a fan of the First City Football Club. Now, if they do that, then that's pretty cool. But if they're just gonna do the Washington First City Football Club, I don't like it. If they take away Washington and replace it with First City, I like that a lot because I've always said that they should probably. I kind of would like DC Demon Cats. I feel like if they're gonna do Defenders or Demon Cats or a lot of these, I feel like just replacing Washington with DC would help a lot. So replacing it with First City would kind of be a step in the right direction. So I kind of like that. Washington football team, if you asked me a year ago, I'd probably say heck no. But right now, after we've gotten through a year of it, I've gotten so used to saying I'm a fan of the Washington football team or I'm a fan of Washington. Because let's be honest, nobody that's a fan of Washington ever says I'm a fan of the football team unless, they were just a fan last month or something. they just started watching football. Which, no offense to them. You can, if you were a fan starting yesterday, you're still a fan. But I feel like now, as we've gotten used to it, it's kind of rolled off the tongue. I feel like any of these names, I'm going to be fine with them after if they change their name to the Beacons, I'd be fine with it halfway through the season. I would be a Beacons fanatic. We have Griffins. The only reason I kind of like it is because my middle school, or my elementary school team and my middle school team that I played on were called the Griffins. But other than that, it's not any good. I just don't like the way it sounds. I guess you could have a mascot, and you could probably have, and also it's nothing intimidating. I just don't like it at all. Guardians, this one's good. Again, don't know what your logo would be, but with Washington football team, we had a W. I do like the way it sounds. It kind of sounds like empowering. I still like Commanders a bit more. It's a fight between Commanders and Demon Cats in my head. Just Demon Cats is so out there. I feel like if they just went and called themselves the Demon Cats, that would just be like no one's gonna have a problem with Demon Cats. If they, I don't much like it. Like thinking of it, like a normal person, but just thinking, how weird that would be. I like Demon Cats. I'm gonna have to go with Commanders though, as of right now, looking at these. But I do see Red Wolves right here though, so it might change pretty soon. Then we have Icons. No, I don't like it. I feel like when I think of that, I think of celebrities, not intimidating in the slightest. Majors. It's kind of like Commanders, except for it doesn't sound as good. And when I don't know if Major is better than Commander. I'm not too into the military. But when I think of Commanders, I think of higher up than Major, which is probably not what most people do if the Major's is higher up, but just me. Monarchs. I like this better than some, but still not very good. It's not very intimidating. Same thing with Pilots. Same thing with Presidents. I'm not intimidated by President, okay? Razorbacks, this one's good. I like Razorbacks. Ooh, okay, now we're getting into the good. These look pretty good. I'm not going to talk about them just yet until I get to them, but looking down, these are pretty good. Razorbacks, very intimidating. I like it. Probably my favorite out of the bunch right now. Razorbacks or Demon Cats? Commander, just throw it out. Like, that's not that intimidating. Razorbacks, Demon Cats, those two are now my favorite. I just feel like, if you're playing against the Washington Razorbacks, ooh, Eagles against the Demon Cats, Red Tails. It sounds cool until you realize it's about a bunch of planes. A lot of these are about planes, or at least I think they're about planes. And no, I don't much like that. We already had the Jets, and nobody is intimidated by Jets. I want to have a name that people are like, oh, the Washington Razorbacks. I like that. Then we have Red Wolves. I said this was going to be my favorite, but now I'm actually not so sure because, Red Wolves sounds cool, but Razorbacks, Demon Cats, I'm sorry, but that's still my favorite. I really like Red Wolves, probably in third, mainly because, again, HTTR, we could keep that. We could also keep that with Razorbacks. Again, doesn't make much sense, but, it is something that's been with the fan base since the beginning, and it would be a shame to just throw it out like that. Yeah, so, and also, with Red Wolves, you can also have, like, a howl thing in the stadium, kind of like I was talking about with Archers, where, like, every time they do something good, you'd be like, oh, it's stupid, but it would mean a lot. Then we have the Red Hogs. I've seen a lot of people really liking the Red Hogs. I also like this one, probably a bit less than I like Red Wolves, mainly because, well, no, actually, because we've kind of been, like, it might not make sense if you're not a Washington fan, but like if you look on like all the like fan groups and everything, they're like the Hogs, because back when we were good, we were called like the Hogs. So this would also, have a lot to do with the fan, or the history of the team, not the fan base. So yeah, I do like Red Hogs, not as much as Red Wolves or Razorbacks or Demon Cats, but I do like it. Renegades, compared to some of the others we're seeing on here, is pretty bad, although it's not terrible. Again, this is one of those that I could see us making. Then we have Riders. What are they writing? No, please get that out of my face. Rising, Washington Rising. Sounds like a Christian school from Alabama, but I do not, I don't hate it. It's not, great, but whatever. Then we have Royals. Sound, again, I don't like it that much. I don't see I don't want to be like a president or like a king or something like monarch or presidents. I don't really like that much. Rubies, no. Swifts, no. Washington Warriors. This was actually my favorite whenever they first started talking about it. When they were like, "Oh, I'm talking back in like August of last year. I really liked Warriors. I didn't like it as much as Red Wolves. I didn't like it as much as anything. I just liked Warriors. The more I look at it, though, I still like it. It's definitely probably in my top 10. But when I say top 10, I mean 9 or 8. It's not great. And then these Washington, D.C. Oh, Wild Hogs is what was being talked about. But I'll get there when I still have 3 to get through. Washington, D.C. Football Club. I like this. Not as much as First City, though, because that just kind of seems more clever. Washington, D.C. Football Club. It's kind of in the same area as D.C. or FCFC. But, yeah. Washington Capital City Football Club, way too long. Way too long. This is like the First City. If it was Capital City Football Club, CCFC, I would like that. First City Football Club, if it was Washington First City Football Club, I wouldn't like it. But it is just First City. So, I feel like those 3, the FCFC, DCFC, and CCFC, the rankings probably go First City Football Club, Washington, D.C. Football Club, and then Capital City Football Club. See, I didn't even say Washington in that one. It's because, like, I don't like it. Wayfarers, no, it's not intimidating. What would we put? A random old dude in the middle of the woods. I don't like it. Wild Hogs, kind of the same thing as the Red Hogs. I do like it a bit better because, it's wild and a little more intimidating. 32 FC. What? What? W32? The 32 foot. No. No. I was prepared to say that my least favorite was Anchors because that is just the worst. It's not even a name. This is my new least favorite. What is this? 32. If they change their name to 32 Football Club, I'll also be a fan, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Again, any of these names I would get used to in like 6 months. Now, Red Hogs, some of them they're stupid, like Anchors. No. The 32 FC. No. We have a chance to go from Redskins, which, it's not that intimidating. Not really, unless you're like really racist. It's not that intimidating. To go to something like Wild Hogs or Demon Cats or what was it? Razorbacks? Yeah, Razorbacks. So I think my favorite of all of these has to be Razorbacks. Then it probably goes like Demon Cats, Wild Hogs, Red Wolves. No, I put Red Wolves above Wild Hogs, but yeah, that's my thinking. And also least favorite, 32 FC, Anchors, Beacons. Those are the 3 at the bottom. Yeah, I'm a Washington football team fan, so I thought I should go ahead and just give my thoughts. Please subscribe, like the video. It means a lot. I'm a small channel, so every time I look on my the YouTube statistics, and I see I've bumped up a sub, it means a lot. Because I know I have 111. I've been doing this for like 2 years, so I don't gain a sub every day, and it means a lot when I do so. Please subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think that the name should be. Let me know if you think that it should stay a football team, which right now wouldn't be